Hey everyone, it's Mike Caudill, and it is Thursday night. I'm sorry it's not Wednesday. I was supposed to be on with you all last night. I was going to be on live, but it was my birthday, so I made it around the sun another year, and I asked the team, I said, hey, do you guys mind if I get a little bit of a rain check, because the Go RVing with the Caudill side of what I do, aka my wife, was like, hey, we're going to go do dinner, and the kids want to hang out with their dad. I'd been on the road for 8 days, and was finally home, and now we get to talk RVs. So I'm bringing you to Thursday instead of Wednesday, and wanted to start off with this. So earlier in the week, Tuesday, was National Plan a Vacation Day, and I did a little live video on that, and I said, hey, you know what, even though it's winter, this is a great time to actually start thinking about your next vacation, and why not do it in an RV? So get your planning in, and think about your RV trip. New for this week, look at my hat. Look at my jacket. I'm really excited that I get to wear some Go RVing branding doing these videos. I love what I do so much, and I love what I get to share with you. I was like, hey team, can I just start wearing the logo? And they're like, yeah. So last week we talked about how to winterize and prepare your RV for the winter months. And then as we got into this week, it was like, hey, National Plan a Vacation. I'm like, let's go in an RV. So then I thought about it. I was like, hey, why don't we talk about some of the gear that you need if you do want to RV this time of year. Now, in Nashville today, we're sitting at about 35 degrees. It's been a little bit cold. So I want to run through some of the gear and items that I have that I keep in my RV actually all year round. Because growing up for me, going up towards Lake Tahoe, it could be in the 70s and 80s during the day, but at night, it can drop into the 30s. So I always try and prepare everything that our family does around what gear that I take with me. Kind of like geared up to go RVing. This is kind of like geared up to go shopping. So before I get into it, I'll leave you with one quick note before I go through all this stuff. My wife, Flora, hates it that I'm the shopper in the family. I love to shop. I love to go buy shoes and jeans, and I don't know why. I always have enjoyed, maybe it's from my mom, going and looking for items that make sense, that I like and appreciate, and for my family as well. So we're going to rock through some of this stuff. All of this stuff on the table, it's mine. It's come out of my RV. It goes in the house. It's stuff that I have with me all the time. So let's start off with my 2 must-haves when you think about winter travel in your RV. This is my favorite sword. Okay, it's not a sword, but this is what I use for cleaning off my Raptor, cleaning off other vehicles. This is what I use with my RV. And here's what I love the most about this, is that there are small scrapers that are just a hand size. I like this because I can get way up there on the windshield of our RV, and that's great. Even with these over our shoulder, like, it's really easy. You can get in and get the snow and the ice off if you need to. And then this is a super soft brush, so you can brush it down. That's 1. 2, I have this all year round in my RV, but in the case of the winter, it's even more important, and that is going to be your headlamp. So having a headlamp is so important. This one I have had forever, but I use it all year round, but during the winter it comes in handy. Why? Because the sun goes down earlier, right? So when the sun goes down earlier, you still want to be outside. You want to make sure you have plenty of light, and I throw a couple of these just portable little lights in my pocket. They're really lightweight, or I throw them out around the campsite so that I can use them or the kids can use them, and they can get through stuff that they want to get through. All right, the fun part. Let's talk about clothing, all right? So, of course, I've got my Go RVing base layer jacket on today. So this one's actually lightweight, but it's got that down material in it. So what does that mean? It means it's going to keep all the heat on the inside, but I bought this one specifically so I could wear it all year round, so it's lighter weight around the arms, and I really love that. Also, some key things, and before I talk about my gloves, what I also love about this jacket is that it has thumb holes. Thumb holes, especially for, I'm just going to say my wife, maybe girls, they love the thumb holes because then take their gloves and they slide right in, and now you've got total protection. So let's talk about gloves for a minute. So when we think about gloves, these are my favorite gloves for RVing. Why? Because I can take my thumb and I can take the front top off, and now I have access to everything that I need. I can use my phone, I can get outside, I can maneuver and work around, and if it's too cold, I simply put it back on. But I love the access of these gloves. If you're a little more extreme and you're camping in Colorado this time of year, you're gonna want Gore-Tex. So get yourself some really good Gore-Tex gloves. I dual purpose all of my gloves. So I know it sounds crazy, but these are actually my motorcycle gloves, and I love them because they're meant for the cold wind hitting your hands when you're on your motorcycle. So Gore-Tex gloves are great. All right, we're gonna move through a couple other things. So when I was talking about jackets and base layers, I love my base layer. I also love vests, and they happen to be, I said shopping, they're very in this year. Everyone is wearing vests. So I actually have a really lightweight vest that I can wear over like a flannel, and then I have a much thicker vest that I can wear when the weather's more inclement. And then of course, you're gonna want your heavy duty jacket. You cannot go, and I leave this stays in my RV all year round. My heavy duty jacket, these are warrior jackets right here. These are meant to go fix things and get stuff working out in your campsite and making fires and all that stuff. So that's some of the gear. And then these boots, you can tell they're dirty because I use these. I look for boots that have soles that have rubber around the bottom and they're tied up laced, right? So this sole around the bottom allows me to walk through the mud, but they're also waterproof. And that's a really important feature of something that you want to have. And then of course, as we make our way up to our head, I've got my my Go RVing hat on, but then, you know, you want to beanie up. Everybody wants to beanie up when you're outside, because when you're outside, you want to keep them ears warm, and that's super important. I wanted to show this one to you as well. This is in, you can try and pronounce the name. It's taken me a few years to figure it out, but it's a balaclava. And this is actually what's used by special forces. It's used by motorcyclists. It's used by backcountry skiers. And essentially it goes over your face, covers your nose, and only allows your eyes to peek through. If you are in Colorado and you're camping, you're going to want to have one of those. So there you go. Those are a couple of the items that I really like on the apparel side of it. Think about your socks. Think about your pants. Think about ways to keep yourself warm when you're out there enjoying the winter. And to be honest, a lot of our camping, we would go 11 out of 12 months when we were in California. Here in Tennessee, it's a little different, little colder. But a lot of Sunbelt states, you camp all year round, and it's fantastic. So think about that, those kinds of things. Keeping cozy by the fire. So when you think about keeping cozy by the fire, we love to have a thermos out there with us. We like to have a chair for two instead of singular chairs. We can kind of use everyone's body warmth to stay warm. Blanket up. You can think about a heated blanket where it's battery powered. Those are all great options for things to keep you warm. And then of course, whenever you think about firewood, everyone wants to load the firewood up at home and take it with them. Think about the local firewood. We are always trying to protect those campgrounds that we love so much. So buy the campground wood at the store because it's usually locally based. All right, winter sports. So we're thinking about our winter sports. I love snowboarding, Go RVing with Caudills. We did a little post earlier in the year on snowboarding. We love to get our snowboarding on. So you got to start with glasses. I brought my glasses, and then I brought Megan, my daughter's glasses. So these are my glasses, and I love them because I put a croaky on the back, this little holder, and I can use them, take them on and off. It's great in the campsite because when you're working around stuff, you want to get better vision on it. You just take them off. But I had to show them to you all. These are my son's. These are what Tyler wants to wear when he goes snowboarding. They're his big fun glasses. I don't know how they do it, but that's what my son wears. So when you're out there, think about that. And then all year round, we keep SPF 15 up to 20 lip balm. It's super important because when you're out there thinking about the elements, the cold or the beach, just keeping your lips hydrated is important. And then everyone loves hand warmers. Hand warmers are so important. I didn't really use them when I lived in California, but boy, getting here to Tennessee, it's all about the hand warmers. All right, so we've talked about ways to keep us warm. Let's talk about some ways to keep our RV warm. And this is more of the technical stuff. So think about a heated water hose. It has a line that runs through it that'll allow it to keep warm and prevent the water and hose from freezing. Think about hose heat tape. That's also really important. So when you have hose heat tape, it's something that'll, you can wrap it around pipes, hoses, whatever you need, and it'll just keep it warm and prevent potential freezing. RV space heaters, I've got one that I love. Not only do I use it in my RV, but I pull it out and I actually use it as well down in my basement because it gets cold. You plug it into an outlet and it'll keep you nice and warm. And then we're talking about RV temperature sensor. You really want to make sure that you have an RV temperature sensor that monitors the temperature and humidity of your RV. Really helps keep things moving fluidly. All right, here we go. We're going to close it out with a couple more for you and then let you go for this Thursday night. Your holding tank heater. You can actually have a holding tank heater that keeps everything inside your holding tank working well. Non-toxic RV antifreeze. I talked about that in one of my previous videos. And then, of course, heat shrink film. That's also really important. You can put this film around hoses. You can also put heat shrink film up in your windowsills, and you can lightly heat it up, warm it up, and it'll shrink and fit inside those windowsills just to keep the temperature moving fluidly inside your vehicle and keep it inside your RV and keeping you warm. So, holy smokes, I think of all the videos I've done, these are more tips. I don't know how my brain's holding all this in, but I think it's because I enjoy the process of sharing with you all. I hope you enjoyed this video today. We're going to be back with you again next week, and the weather's going to start changing, and we're going to start providing you with a variety of other tips, tricks, and hacks on things happening in the RV industry. Hope you all had a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you all again next week.